this, you know, we talk about bandits, we talk about, you know, lawlessness, some people taking the laws into their own hands, doing what they will, and it's not getting better, is the way one might look at it. In fact, it's getting a bit more and more depressing. Why would people just get up just because they feel they can do so and go and torch an INEC office? By the way, in Enugu, I believe this is not the first time. In fact, it's in the past 4 months, did I hear that it's been like the 3rd time? But in any case, Jide, would you like to take a stab at it? Why? Nobody knows what's going on, but some people are suspecting the proscribed IPOB. We don't know if there's any measure to that. Give me your thoughts on this whole matter about people just getting up, wreaking violence, and then begin to say some things as to this is how we shall go here.
It's the failure of the security system, and it's the fact that we have not held people accountable, people that have been given responsibility in the state. For example,
elected officials?
Elected officials, appointed public servants. For example, in that state you have the police commissioner. For that state, you have Deputy Inspector General of Police for that zone. You have the State Security Service Director for that state. And you have the NDDC head for that state. You know, there are different security agencies, and then you wonder how these criminal elements have not been arrested and have not been prosecuted and have not been made example of. And if you don't take decisive action as a state and as an institution of the state, you tend to encourage people to take to criminality, because I can't understand. The people committing these atrocities are not spirit. They are human beings, and they are trackable and they are traceable. But the thing is that those who have charged with the responsibility of preventing such, what steps have they taken? How would the governors of these states you have mentioned justify the humongous amount they allocate and they spend on security votes that cannot be investigated? Indeed. So I think it's a failure of system.
Nelson, do you see differently? Because, or is that really it? Because if you, as Jide was saying, if they're trackable, traceable, then why the heck haven't they been apprehended yet? We say the same about the Northeast as well. So, do you see it the way Jide sees it?
Well, I want to align with Jide, but partially. I think the reason why we are here today is because of the failure of our societal values. We have elders who have not lived up to the billing. Like we say in this part of the country that Agbakiwa Loja Kuriomo Tutunwo, meaning that the role of the elders in any community is to mentor the youths. We have irresponsible elders that when the youths are going wrong, rather than admonishing them, because like we always say, a child can have 1,000 clothes, but he cannot have rags as much as an elderly person who has seen, you know, the travails of life. You look at it from the unelected community leaders, religious leaders, social leaders in a community, and you ask yourself, these persons who have taken to crime, how in any way has the elders in that various communities helped, you know, in checkmating them? Because every time we call on security agencies, and I ask myself, those Nigerians who have enlisted into the Nigerian police force or the Nigerian, have they enlisted into the security agencies to go and die? Is it not they have enlisted to serve their fatherland, and at the end of the day they should go home and rest and continue to offer their services to the country? But every time when I misbehave in my house, when I do the wrong thing, I will not, nobody is checking me, I'm not checking myself. All we do is, oh, police, police, police. Should we make the job of the security agencies a do or die job, or a job in which, you know, they will take pleasure in doing that? Look, this area of securing lives and property, the citizens are also complimenting us, because don't forget, the security agencies are not ghosts and they are not angels. They are human beings that suffer from the travails of human engagement like you and I. A policeman can fall sick. If a policeman is attacked, definitely he will die if he comes under such, grievous harm. So, in what way? Where are the leaders in this community? Those are the questions I'm asking.
Okay. I wonder if, Jide, this isn't on putting things unduly at the doorstep of elders, so to speak, in the sense that what can these elders do? I mean, are we talking about, is this the way it was, I don't know, 50 years ago when elders had the authority, our values hadn't been turned upside down, and there was, you were saying that, you were implying that it's because our whole structure seemed to have broken down. How reasonably can we apply that same yardstick to the elders that are watching this whole matter going on today? Because we've heard from Indigo leaders, and they're not happy at all with all of this. It's not as if they are complicit from their public utterances, but when we now say, if only the elders had been more up and doing, perhaps it wouldn't have been as bad as that. Do you think that's really fair, given the dynamics of today?
Yeah, the dynamics is different, because in the past there is community engagement in the selection of candidates for election. There's dynamic engagement of the community, involvement in the management of various levels of government that we have then. When you talk about community association, town associations, and the rest of it. But you understand that since the attempt to have the Third Republic, when money heavily characterized our democratic experience, the roles of the elder, if you don't have money, you have no voice in the society. Again, our value system is upside down. And then if you look at the dynamics of this person, the power structure for the political class are the miscreants and people with criminal tendencies. They are the power base.
They seem to have the upper hand.
Exactly, they are the ones that have the upper hand. And for you to look, go to any state, the first thing the governor tries to correct, to control, is the National Union of Road Transport Workers in his state. That's the first attempt they try to control. That's a power structure, that's a power base in the kind of democracy which we have. So where is the role of the elders, in that?
Really?
When you express your view. When you have that type of structure, because in the past, before they pick candidates, they go to communities. How do we pick candidates now? In the political process.
Well, first of all, let me say good morning to Mr. Festus Okoye, INEC National Commissioner, Information and Voter Education. Good morning, Festus. Okay, we'll come. Okay, we will come back to him.
I beg to disagree vehemently with the assertion by my friend that the first structure a governor tries to control in a state is the NURTW. I hope it's not alluding to the facts that those are the outlaws of the society, because that is a registered trade association under the laws of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And I don't think it is complimentary for him to tar them with that brush. What I'm seeing clearly here is that the mess we have found ourselves today is as a result of the failure of family values. I recollect as a young boy when I was growing up, I was born in this same environment. In my street, when a boy misbehaves, because these people who are perpetrating this mayhem are young elements, elderly people will ask you that Tani Babel.
That's why we started when we said you're going back 50 years.
It's not even 50 years. Well, I'm going back 25 years ago.
Well, even that is beginning to be dicey.
Gradually, the others have dictated their responsibilities.
But in terms of, the NURTW, I didn't know you were part of the NURTW.
No,
you're not a PR.
Yes, I'm not a PR, but
nevertheless, I understand what you're saying, but you know how it seems like an alternative source of power.
In what way?
In what way?
Yeah.
Are we not just, are both of us not just here?
Yes, in what way? Okay, he has talked about power structure. In what way has the NURTW or any other trade association in Nigeria influenced the elections? What is their membership strength that they can?
I don't want us to go back there, but it's as if you don't remember Babade Dubu.
Was he an NURT member? It was a politician.
Okay.
I can just give him a clue. You asked in what way are they involved in the election?
Are they what way?
In the logistics of the election, who are those that you hire to move? Listen, who are those that are hired to move the ballot boxes? To move, they are heavily involved, but we don't need to go into the details of that.
I think enough has been said on that matter.
I didn't refer to them as criminals. What I just said, that the power structure, the power base, that's the first attempt. And whether you like it or not, whether they are structure or no structure,
the government want to get them on site.
Send your camera when the electoral process starts. Just send your cameramen to go out to the street or to go into the community, and then you see what really happens. Who are those that are mobilized? Who are those that are part and parcel of the electionary campaign process, and who are those that are involved when they are primaries? Okay. So all you need to do is just to go. 2 weeks ago, APC had their congresses, and the one for my local government was held at NRCB, the Old Akute Road, named after Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Now we knew what happened there, except you are not involved in your community, so we can't come here and be playing to the gallery. That's the reality. The reality of our political system is that the role of the elders, the role of the community has been hijacked by elements that are not part and parcel of the community, by elements that have economic power, and they also have relevance within the political system, and that's National Union of Road and Transport Workers.
Okay, I think I get that. Although that doesn't mean that Nelson still agrees, but I'm glad to have that clarification.